Take it. We're now.
Yes, it's like
we're on air.
Hey!
So in Scotland and in Stoke, we have. Hello, I'm Bart, and I'm sort of heading this this sort of chat with my good friend Sean over there in sunny Scotland. How are you, sir? You all right?
Sunny Scotland. Well, it is actually quite. Well, it's cloudy up here, but apart from that, yeah, everything's all good.
It's sunnier than Stoke-on-Trent, mate, as always.
It's always raining up here.
Yeah, same here. So we found out that myself and Sean were really into the group, really into the Facebook group, but we found that we were always commenting and making each other laugh on each other's stuff and posts all the way down the page. And it's the same with about 20, 30 other people. And with the sheer size of this group, we wanted to do something a bit different. So what we thought was we'd make our first fan group TV program via YouTube, obviously. And this one's going to be a bit rough and ready tonight, but me and Sean have been working the last few weeks trying to get some articles and things to talk about and discuss, and we want your feedback as well. Basically, so you haven't got to see us on screen. If you could send in your pictures, graphics for different things that we're going to do, all that kind of stuff, and post it to the Facebook group. Hopefully we're going to do one of these before each round to reflect on that, and we want every single person on the group involved. So we will, this first one is for the admins and to make sure that the content and they're happy with the format of the show. So it's our own views. It's not the views of the BTCC, Alan Gow, Dunlop, the BTCC fan group, Facebook. We've been through so many legals, haven't we, Sean, to be honest? Yeah,
we have, yes. It's been a bit exhausting, tiring, frustrating as well that we couldn't do it and up until now, because I've all this time I've been really up for this, but we haven't had Bart's been doing something at different days and I've been doing something at different days, so this is like the only time we could only do this. So
yeah, it's that time of year. So we've been working our way through some of the things that we've done, and we've narrowed it down to just a few questions that we started talking about. And we actually, at the end, we put one of the posts on the group and got your feedback. So it's actually the first interactive feedback from the group. So we're just going to go that. I'd like to start off the conversation, if I can, with you, Sean, about why did you join the group in the first place then? Tell us something about yourself so the people who don't know us can find out a bit more about us.
Okay then, right. Well, hello everyone. I'm Sean. I first started watching British touring cars in 98. I want to say 97 because I mind watching it at my mum's work, but 98 was when I started watching it. I first heard of the BTCC fans group page on another YouTube, another Facebook page. What else was I supposed to say? I forgot now. My first BTCC, I actually went to one at Knockhill, but it was a qualifying one on a Saturday.
Okay.
But the first race one was the year afterwards. What else was to say?
I was just going to say, I mean, for me, I joined the group because I've been obsessed with it from there. I'm quite a bit older, as you can probably tell by the face. Hard paper round. And
it's probably better than my face anyways.
Oh mate, don't be so harsh. It's fine. That's it. I look CGI'd in this webcam.
God, my second chin's ugly.
You see how the banter goes. Yeah, so I remember Steve Ryder hosting on Grandstand in the early 90s and all the super touring stuff, you know, and I think my first ever memory of British touring cars was Gabriele Tarquini coming through Alton Park on two wheels in 94 and ended up in a heap almost 3/4 on his roof right in front of where I was stood.
That was Knockhill.
Yeah, was it Knockhill?
Yeah, it was Knockhill.
Yeah, well, we were all over the place back then, but there was the Alton Park round that year. It must have been in practice or something. He had a serious off and ended up literally parked in the barrier right next to where I was stood. And it was the most exciting thing I'd ever seen at Alton Park at that point. So it was like, yeah, I was hooked. I was just hooked at that point. First BTCC I remember is evidently all the Steve Soper, John Clallan stuff first time round. The super touring stuff was just amazing. Will Hoy was a massive fan of mine. You know, in '92 I was 18, so it was like
rest in peace, Will.
Yeah, and again, I don't think you'll see the likes of him or all that manufacturers spending that amount of money at the British touring cars again. You know, it's it was a completely different era where the BTCC was at the pinnacle of tin top racing in Europe, I think.
Yeah, it was, definitely.
So all the way through your BTCC fans then, Sean, who's been your favourite driver?
Oh, God, that's a tough one. Caught me off guard. I would say Plato because, I mean, no matter what he's done in the BTCC, his records speaks for himself. He's the most winningest driver. Probably got the most fastest lap than anyone. He's probably scored more points than anyone, most pole positions than anyone. I mean, it speaks for themselves. I mean, like him or love him, what he's done in the BTCC has been impressive, incredible.
Yeah. For me, I think Andy Rouse in the early days, but just coming up to modern day and bringing it forward. I think at the moment, I'm really impressed with Aaron Smith. I think he's a sleeping giant. I really do honestly believe he's going to crack at the championship this year.
Yeah. If he can get his car perfectly fine for every race, because we know he missed the round 4 race with a brake fluid issue.
Yeah. Apparently the left disc went in the pits. They repaired that. He got to the end of the pit lane, then the right one went.
Yeah. So that was a shame. But then he did have a good race at Donington, to be fair.
Yeah, and to be fair, he's a really nice guy as well. When I first got involved with the group, we had an auction for a charity event that we did last year, and he actually provided us with a signed watch that he wore in one of the races, which I thought was a really good experience and a good thing to do. He's a really nice guy to deal with as well. So,
yeah.
So going on, favourite car then?
Favourite car? Oh, I would say the BMW from '94.
Oh,
like 93, 94. I just love that. I love that engine. So gorgeous to listen to.
Yeah,
so gorgeous.
I remember the Frank Sittner ones, the ones that were sponsored by Mobil One. That was the car. That really was the car. When every time they changed gear, it sounded just phenomenal. You know, you could hear that it was an angry. The car was angry.
There was an angry man behind the wheel.
We've just had the Grand National, and when you get somebody fall off the horse in the Grand National, and the horse just keeps running at the front, it's I don't care. It's like that, but with stickers on it, really. So memorable race then. What's the most memorable race you've seen so far in the BTCC and so far this season?
The most memorable race for me, but not the one this season. I'll talk about the one this season. The definite one that stands out the most was Donington '98, the feature race with Nigel Mansell. That one stands out by far. But also the one for this season was definitely the round 6 race yesterday.
Yeah, I mean that was
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
And the thing with it is as well, what I really liked about seeing it from Donington's, from looking at an ITV4 footage, was the fact that you can see Donington healing itself in front of your eyes. I think the old Formula One contract thing sort of ripped the soul out of the place a bit. Last 2 times I felt there, it felt different. I don't know whether it's just me or anybody else there, but they seem to be building it and they seem to be making it better than it originally was for me. Now, I think they're about 2 years away from it being an absolutely cracking venue to go and watch any racing at all.
And we also missed the bridge over after the Coppice Corner, the bridge with the Dunlop thingy. Obviously, that was taken away for Formula One, wasn't it?
Yeah, Chris Evans bought that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he paid £300 for it in a charity auction.
Wow. It's iconic as that. It's only 300 quid.
Yeah, he had to pay to have it moved. I'm sure there was news stories about that. I'm sure somebody in the group remembers the story and can correct me on the price, but I think it was around about that point. But yeah, it's Chris Evans owns it, yeah. It's crazy, isn't it, really?
It is.
You think with Dunlop actually sponsoring the BTCC, they'd put that bridge back.
Oh, ask Chris Evans, can we have it kindly back, please?
Yeah, we borrow it back.
Yeah, because we miss it. I want it back.
Yeah, for me, I think my most memorable race was the closest I ever got to the BTCC, which was the Alton Park round in 2005. And it was memorable for me because I was actually marshalling on the insides of the corner at Cascades. So, every time they were coming round, we were literally 3 feet away from the car. It was ridiculous how close they were coming, and seeing Plato coming through with Matt Neal, I think it was in race 2. and and neither of them were giving each other an inch. And to be fair, shall we say, Matt was helping Plato around the corner, shall we? Without the
typical.
he was trying to remove his body kit without the aid of tools. I think that's the best. That's the only way I could describe it, really.